All right, guys, we're going to try this. It's not going to be easy. I have a little extra lighting set up, but it's tough to get into the port so I can actually see what we got to see. So I got not nearly enough hands. So what this is this the last copy Quickie port number 7, and it's kind of interesting because I put it on the bench the first time and it flowed really well down low, but it did not top out nearly as good. It topped out at 226. And I looked at it and it was really fat in the low range and crummy up top. And I said, it's acting like it's got a different bowl ratio. Sure enough, I didn't finish the bowl right. So when I did finish the bowl up right, it came up, it's close. It's 244.5. We'll go over the flow numbers on it. At about 500 lift, which is probably about the max we're going to use. And for those that say, that's not great, it's a 149cc port. So in reality, what did DV say? A set of done up E7s that were about that size made over 500 horse. That flowed about that. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to see something with the string at about 244.5 CFM. The clay has been a real problem on this port. It just does not want to stick. So as soon as it starts pulling away, your flow goes lower and introduces all kinds of issues. So try that again. Looks like my zoom changed. Let me lower that a little bit. Try to get a little more of that port in there for you guys. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. We'll try it one more time, see if we could see anything. Hopefully that wasn't terrible, guys. Hopefully you could see something that I was doing in there. What I need to do now is put the intake on, but this probably won't stay paused long enough. You know what we'll do? We'll make this a short one. We'll just go over a couple different little things. Let me just get this out of the holder. Okay, you can see the pluses and minuses. That's in reference to number 5. Okay? And you can see what's really interesting, and this is aimed at my one student. He's in his 80s. He's doing a set of Pontiac heads, and he texts me, and we were talking about bowl ratios. And Pontiacs, big valves, shallow valve angle, tight bowl ratios. They do that for a reason, because you have to bend the air more to get it out into the chamber. So he's has a horsepower goal in mind. And in reality, I told him he's really already there, but he wants to, how unusual, a hot rodder that wants a little more. So we were discussing bowl ratios, and I told him, I forget where he was, but I wanted him to go up to like a 0.86 bowl ratio, 86% on his intake, and see where he's at. Which is only up a little bit from where he is. It's a decent step up. I think he'll get what he's looking for at that point. Because yesterday it was he raised the roof and he didn't get any gains. So that's telling us that's not the restriction right there. So over the short side is not the restriction, and there's something else. So it's probably his bowl ratio. But in what was interesting is that's on my mind because I did that with him yesterday, and this is acting like it's got a little bit smaller bowl ratio, but that really couldn't be helped due to the core shift. Okay? So it's a little bit tighter at the very top of the bowl. So you can see what that does, right? We got a little added here. We got a little added in the mid-range. We have a little bit less up top. Now, the question I'd like to pose to you guys is, does that really matter? Because you got 8 cylinders, right? Basically 8 single cylinders on the same crankshaft, right? Do they all need the exact amount of flow? Or is it okay if one flows a little bit better down low and the other ones flow a little bit better up high? We're not going to answer that now. We're gonna leave that for our comments. In any case, this port's going to be the way it is. And I'm going to take the last 2 ports on the dual plane and we'll throw it on him. Then maybe we'll do the single plane. But I may have to space that out over a couple videos because I just can't stay paused long enough. And I'm not splicing videos together because I just don't have the ability. Maybe Sophia will teach me soon. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, which is unusual for me, I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but this has got a very fine finish in the pinch. Now, yes, it has something to do with the boundary layer. See if anybody knows why I used a finer finish on this pinch than I usually have a rougher finish. But on these heads, they have specific problems. And that finer finish definitely helped. So we'll leave that as another question for our comments. The rest of the port is my regular light burr finish, except over the short side, which is polished. All right, guys. Just about 10 minutes. I consider that a short one. I'm going to see if I can get some more done today. Yesterday was a complete washout. We had a 500 horsepower variable frequency drive blow up, so we had to play musical motors. What a good time. Just what I want to do on my Saturday. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out.